Good morning to all of you. My name is Shakun and I am Assistant Professor in IT Department at IIMT College of Engineering, Greater Noida. Today I am going to illustrate the topic database management system. As you all know, what is database, what is management, what is system. Database management system in a single line, we can explain it. It is a management of database. It is a software that is used to manage database. Before coming on database, there are some points that I'm going to illustrate. What is data, types of data, structured data and unstructured data. How do we store data into computers? What are the different ways to store data, such as file system versus database system? What are the file system issues? And what is management and what is DBMS. First of all, what is data? From dictionary, definition of data is factual information such as measurements or statistics used as a basis for reasoning, discussion, or calculation. From Wikipedia, data are characteristics, usually numerical, that are collected through observation. In a more technical sense, data is a set of values of qualitative or quantitative variables about one or more persons or objects, while a datum singular of data is a single value of a single variable. Example: name, address, chip, SSN, social security number are characteristics or information about a person. Now we are coming on what are the different type of data. So we can categorize data into two ways: structured and unstructured data. Structured data is most commonly categorized as quantitative data, and it's the type of data most of us are used to working with. Think of data that fits neatly within fixed fields and columns in relational databases and spreadsheets. Example of structured data include names, dates, addresses, credit card numbers, stock information, geolocation, and more. Unstructured data is most often categorized as qualitative data, and it cannot be processed and analyzed using conventional tools and methods. Examples of unstructured data include text, video, audio, mobile activity, social media activity, satellite imagery, surveillance imagery, the list goes and on. Unstructured data is difficult to construct because it has no predefined model, meaning it cannot be organized in relational databases. Instead, non-relational or no SQL databases are best fit for managing unstructured data. So we can categorize data into two forms, basically. Structured means that data is stored in some structured way. There is some meaning of data, such as relational database is an example of structured data where there is a data is stored in table format, and in table format there are columns that are representing attributes, and data is stored in row-wise manner, and each data has data type. Each data has data type, and means there is some structure of data in database. While in unstructured data, there is no structure, such as data over the web, data may be in text, data may be in video, data may be in audio. These are unstructured data. So how do we store data in computers? Data could be stored in computers, in file system or database management or content management systems. Let us focus on file system and database approaches. Each one has its own advantages and disadvantages. So this is the basic difference in between file system and database system. Data can be stored traditional approach, that is a file system, and nowadays data is storing in database system. File system, software that manages the data files in a computer system. Software to create and manage databases, helps to store a collection of raw data files into the hard disk, helps to easily store, retrieve, and manipulate data in a database. Tasks such as storing, retrieving, and searching are done manually, so it is difficult to manage data. Operations such as updating, searching, selecting data is easier since it allows using SQL query. Has data inconsistency, provides higher data consistency using normalization. There is more redundant data, there is low data redundancy, provides more security to data, comparatively less data secure. So here the point in file system is data inconsistency, while in database management system there is no inconsistency because there we will use normalization. Same is with data redundant. So there is more data redundancy in file system, while in database system there is less redundancy. Redundant means same data is storing at different places in the database. That is a data redundancy. It is a drawback of file system. Next, backup and recovery process is not efficient because it is not possible to recover the lost data. Has a sophisticated backup and recovery, appropriate to handle data of a small scale organization or individual users, suitable for medium to large organization or multiple users. Handling is easy, handling is complex. So, NTFS, NFS, these are the example of file system, while database management system. Examples are MySQL, MS SQL, Oracle, DB2. Now, there are some issues related to file systems. First one issue is data redundancy. So what is data redundancy? Data is said to be redundant if same data is copied at many places. I earlier discussed. Same data is copied at many places in the same database. So it is a data redundancy. If a student wants to change phone number, he has to get it updated at various sections. Similarly, old records must be deleted from all sections representing that student. Inconsistency of data, that is the second issue of file system. Data is said to be inconsistent if multiple copies of same data does not match with each other. If phone number is different in account section and academic section, it will be inconsistent. Inconsistency may be because of typing errors or not updating all copies of same data. Difficult data access. A user should know the exact location of file to access data. So the process is very cumbersome and tedious. If user wants to search student hostel allotment number of a student from 10,000 unsorted students, records how difficult it can be. Unauthorized access. File system may lead to unauthorized access to data. If a student gets access to file having his marks, he can change it in unauthorized way. No concurrent access. The access of same data by multiple users at same time is known as concurrency. File system does not allow concurrency as data can be accessed by only one user at a time. No backup and recovery. File system does not incorporate any backup and recovery of data if a file is lost or corrupted. So these are the some issues related to file system. There are chances of more data redundancy, there is chances of inconsistency in the data, there is chances of difficulty in data access, there is chances of unauthorized access, there is chances of no concurrent access, there is chances of no backup and recovery. If our database is collapsed or it is corrupted by natural disaster, then there is less chances of backup and recovery in the case of file system because data is stored at local level. If there is a chance of flood, then data in file system may be corrupted and there is no backup and recovery plan. Now, these are the some issue. Now we are coming on database concept. Database is a collection of interrelated data which helps in efficient retrieval, insertion, and deletion of data from database and organizes the data in the form of tables, views, schemas, reports, etc. For example, university database organizes the data about the students, faculty, and admin staff, etc., which helps in efficient retrieval, insertion, deletion of data from it. So database is a collection of interrelated data so that we can perform all operation on data in easy way. What are the different easy operation? What are the operation? Operations are like insertion. We can insert data into the database. We can delete data from the database. The main motto of database is to store data and perform all the basic operation on database on data in easy. Now database management talks about how we will create database, how we will retrieve database, how we will update database, how we will delete database. Now next is what is DBMS? Database Management System. The software which is used to manage database is called DBMS. In the first slide, I explained this definition. The DBMS is a software that is used to manage database. For example, MySQL, Oracle, etc. are popular commercial DBMS used in different applications. DBMS allows user the following tasks. Data definition, it helps in creation, modification, and removal of definition that define the organization of data and database. Data updation, it helps in insertion, modification, and deletion of actual data in the database. Data retrieval, it helps in retrieval of data from the database which can be used by applications for various purposes. User administration, it helps in registering and monitoring users, enforcing data security, monitoring performance, maintaining data integrity, dealing with concurrency control, and recovering information corrupted by unexpected failure. So this is the DBMS basic knowledge. Now, what are the different database languages? The database system provides a data definition language that stands for, that is in short, it is called DDL language to specify the database schema, and a database manipulation language to express database queries and updates. In practice, the data definition and data manipulation languages are not two separate languages. Instead, they simply form parts of a single database language, such as widely used SQL language. Here term is SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is a language that is used to create database, that is used to update database. So what are the different operation that is required in database? With the help of SQL language, we can do it. The data definition language, DDL. So here is a create command in DDL, create table and then table name. And inside table, there are two attributes: account number, its data type is character and size is 10. And second one attribute is balance and its data type is integer. So this is an example of SQL query that comes under data definition language. In DDL, all the queries, all the commands through which we can modify the structure of database comes. Like we can create table, we can create database, we can update the structure of table, we can add more attributes in the table, and whatever we want to perform with uh, database, we can do with the help of DDL commands. And second one is the DML, that is data manipulation language. It is also part of database language. Through DML, we can manipulate data that resides in tables. Through DDL, we can update the structure of database, while with the help of DML, we can update the data inside the database. So data manipulation language, the retrieval of information is stored in the database, insertion of new information into the database, deletion of information from the database, the modification of information is stored in the database. A data definition language is a language that enables users to access or manipulate data as organized by appropriate data model. There are basically two types. Procedural DMLS requires a user to specify what data are needed and how to get these data. Declarative DML, also referred to non-procedural DML, requires a user to specify what data are needed without specifying how to get those data. So in this slide, there is an SQL query that is a select customer name from customer table, where there is a predicate, there is a condition that customer ID equal to this. This, with the help of this select, we are going to fetch information from the table customer. It will retrieve all the customer name from the customer table whose ID is this. So this is an example of DML. Such as previous example, there is a select account.balance. With the help of this query, we can retrieve the balance of account whose customer ID is 192.83.7465. So there are a number of database query languages in use either commercially or experimentally. The levels of abstraction apply not only to defining or structuring data, but also to manipulating data. At the physical level, we must define algorithms that allow efficient access to data. At higher levels of abstraction, we emphasize ease of use. The goal is to allow humans to interact efficiently with the system. The query processor component of database system translate DML queries into sequences of action at physical level of database system. So this is some overview about DBMS. What is DBMS? What are the different languages of DBMS? What is file system? What is DBMS system? What are the different issues in file system, like inconsistency in data, redundancy in data, no backup and recovery? So to overcome such issues, there is a concept of DBMS come. So this is some overview about DBMS. If anyone has a query related to this topic, he can write in comment, and I will try to solve all the queries. Thank you very much.